Alright guys, it's been a minute since we've done a video. I figured I would take you out and get you up to speed and show you what we've been working on and talk about some of the things we're going to be doing. I got a comment recently, someone asking about this exhaust and how I liked it, and absolutely guys, I paid $149 for that exhaust. It's just a cheap knockoff Chinese exhaust. Absolutely love it. I've put a few thousand miles on it and I am super happy with it. And for you guys that don't know anything about this bike, this is my 2015 Ninja 1000 ABS. I picked it up with about 7,000 miles and I have myself put about 10,000 miles on it. That's a cold start, guys. Today is going to be a warm one. It's going to be high 90s, maybe 100. I usually like to let it warm up a little bit longer than this, but we'll just short shift it and we won't rev the motor out. What a beautiful day, guys. Although I absolutely love this bike, I thought about getting rid of it for a couple simple reasons. One is that this doesn't have cruise control and the newer models do, and two, the newer models have a quick shifter. But aside from that, they're essentially the exact same motorcycle. And not to mention, I don't particularly care for the colors of the newer model. I personally like this bike all black. It's actually two-tone. It's black metallic against carbon black. However, I don't like this graphic in green. And the 2019s, or maybe even the 16s, have that in a gray graphic, and I like it a lot better. So those are some pretty minor details. So the graphic color, quick shifter, and cruise control would be why I'd want to get rid of this bike. And it's, I don't know if really if that's enough for me to get rid of this bike, because I absolutely love it. Besides that, and it's got, you know, the tires on it that I want, and it's got the exhaust on it that I like. Thing's filthy though, I know that. It definitely needs to be clean. We have pollen real bad here in Maine, and you can just see it never sits outside. It's always inside-ish, but it just gets dust and stuff from sitting. I just picked up a new headset. It's the Cardo Edge, and that's an upgrade for me from the Cardo Freecom 2. And those Freecom 2s are awesome. I had zero problems with them. I actually love those. The only reason I upgraded to these is that the Freecom 2 is a unit to unit, or unit to passenger. You can't have any more than that in the chain. And because now my grandson's getting older and he wants to ride with us, I wanted him to have a communicator, because he's only 5, and when he rides on the bike with me, sometimes he tends to get like a little sleepy, and if I can't talk to him and find out, you know, where he's at, I may not know, you know. Not a good thing to be riding on a sport bike falling asleep. So I did a little research and decided to go with the Pack Talk Edge, and that has the new Bluetooth, which is like an upgraded thing. It's got a few upgraded features. It's a pretty nice unit, and it allows you to connect up to 15 riders. I have one, my wife has one of these communicators, and then I use the Freecom 2 in my grandson's helmet, and that allows him to pair up with us now. So now when he's riding on the back with me, and when my wife's riding and I'm riding and he's riding, all three of us can talk. So yeah guys, I was on that little bender to pick up a new bike, maybe just wanting something new, but I've made the decision. I'm going to stick with this. I absolutely love this bike. I've had zero problems with it, zero issues. I intended to do a build video like I do every winter. You know, one winter we had the TRX 70 build. The winter after that I had the 2-stroke KTM build. I think the winter after that we had my wife's XR 100 build, which I turned into a street legal bike, and I'll have the links to all of those videos down below in the video description if you want to check them out. And this winter I was going to do a build, but life got in the way a little bit for me, guys. I don't want it to be depressing or anything like that, but my mom passed away just a week or two before Christmas, so that kind of put a damper on a lot of things that I kind of had plans for. You know, that it wasn't even a priority anymore at that point. And as an only child, that kind of left me to do everything. So I don't have any brothers or sisters, so I had to take care of, you know, all my mom's affairs on top of, you know, keeping my life in order and everything else. So so here we are now, just a few months later, and just trying to get back on track, trying to get things in order, and, you know, get my life in order. And yeah, it's difficult. Anybody who's ever lost anyone, and, you know, not to mention you have the loss of that person, but you also have to deal with, you know, picking up all the pieces that are left over after they're gone. So I think I'm at a good place right now where I've taken care of everything that I need to take care of. Now I just gotta, you know, take care of me and keep moving forward. So that's why, guys, we never had a video this winter on a rebuild project. I just had way too much stuff going on in my life to be able to focus on that. Just juggling way too many things, you know. I did do a lot of work on my other channel, which is my welding channel. I built some cabinets, and I turned my cargo trailer into kind of like a toy hauler, motorcycle hauler slash mobile welding rig. So that was kind of fun, and if you want to check that out, I can put links on that too as well. But I think a lot of you guys that are probably here probably have already come over from my welding channel anyway, so you guys have probably already seen that build over there on the trailer. I saw an ad about 2 weeks ago online for a Miller Bobcat engine drive welder, and I contacted the owner of the welder and asked them about it a little bit, and they were asking a little more than it was worth, but it was local to me. And I asked them what they'd take for the welder, and it really wasn't in my price range. And honestly, guys, I really don't need an engine drive welder. I don't know what is going on in my mind thinking about buying these things, but maybe it's like a midlife crisis or something. But that's where I'm headed right now. I'm gonna go take a look at it, and I don't know if I'm gonna end up buying it or not. I'm not sure. They wanted a little bit more for it than what I think it's actually worth. Sometimes it's worthwhile, just if you're gonna spend top dollar for something used, spend a little bit more, and buy once, cry once, you know what I mean? Pay a little bit extra and end up with something brand new that has a warranty. So I don't know, we'll see. This is an older style welder. It's I think probably mid-2000s welder, but like I said, it's got 300 and something hours on it. It was used for 2 years, and it's been sitting ever since. My grandson, if he can learn to ride his two-wheel bicycle, as soon as he does that, he said, I will go out and buy you a dirt bike. And he's super looking forward to that, and having the communicators in his helmet will also help with that, because we'll be able to communicate back and forth. But I told him I can't buy you a dirt bike until you know how to ride a pedal bike with 2 wheels. And he's really looking forward to that. I'm probably looking more forward to it than he is, honestly, because I sold my dirt bike probably a couple weeks ago, my KTM, my 250, and I mentioned that in one of my more recent videos on the channel, that I love the bike and it's everything I want, but I can't justify hanging on to it. You know, I've got a lot of money into it, and a two-stroke motorcycle on the street really isn't all that practical. And I've got a lot of good neighbors. They're older folks, and I kind of live like in the city, so I don't want to go. I don't live in an area like this, you know, where you got land, and you know, if you want to start your dirt bike up, no one's going to bother you. Where I live, there's houses all around me. It's not really a development, but there's a development close to where I live, and I don't want to irritate my neighbors. You know, a two-stroke is super loud and super obnoxious. I love the sound of it, but if you're not into it and you're an older person, you probably wouldn't appreciate it as much as I would. So for that reason, guys, I ended up selling it, and I got a pretty good price for it. I didn't get what I had in it, and I knew I would anyways. I had to have at least $5,500 in the bike. I did a price breakdown a couple years ago, and I don't remember what it was, but I definitely got a lot less for it than what I have in it. And I knew that going into it, guys. When I was building it, I knew that, you know, no matter how nice it is, it's still a 2001 bike, you know. It was a 2001 KTM 250 EXC. So the EXC is the, like, the enduro, the on-off, where you can, you know, have it on road and stuff. You know, so the on-road piece of it, or component of it, that's good for just going trail to trail. But, you know, mixing two-stroke gas and running it on the street, anyone who's ever owned a two-stroke knows that if you string a two-stroke out on the road, that's, man, I've blown up a couple two-strokes back in the day, just running them down the road full throttle for extended periods of time. They don't really like that, you know. So for that reason, I got rid of it, guys. Maybe that's why I'm so, the money's just burning a hole in my pocket, you know. But I'll end up buying my grandson a dirt bike with that, and I'll probably end up, well, I gotta buy something for me now, right? So I'll end up probably get myself a 4-stroke. I don't know what yet. Hand's starting to get a little numb, so what I do is, when that happens, I cross it over a little bit. I have one of these little cramp busters on here, but... Hello! Not much, what are you doing? Oh, I just went for a little ride on the bike to try it out. Yeah, see how it works. Yeah, I'll be right home soon. Alright, bye. Well, that's it, guys. Our ride is just about over, so I didn't end up buying that welder, guys, and it's just more money than I wanted to spend, and I don't know. I think maybe that money from the dirt bike's just burning a hole in my pocket. Probably should hang on to it, be the responsible thing to do, set it aside, and then when my grandson gets to riding his two-wheel, then we just go buy a couple bikes. Him and I will both get one. I'll probably just buy him a brand new one, and if I can swing it and I can afford it, I'll probably buy myself one too. My wife already has that 100 that we built that's street legal, which is kind of cool. So that's all there is to it, guys. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. So if it wasn't for viewers like you, we'd never be there. So we're closing in fast, and I want to thank you guys for watching the channel and viewing my stuff and liking it and engaging. So until the next one, guys, I will see you then. Take care and God bless.